Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Mass Effect playthrough. I know earlier on the stream, excuse me, I did a Madden franchise. I'm still gonna do that, but I thought, after today, how I got upset earlier, honestly, I thought I would try to do something that would calm me, and this is one of my favorite games that helps me calm down. So what we're gonna do is just play through it, Mass Effects 1 through 3, and then possibly I can do a Mass Effect Andromeda walkthrough. I haven't played that game in at least 5 years, maybe 6 years, so maybe we can get back into that. But just to give you a little brief summary of Mass Effect, I discovered this game it was my senior year of high school, but it was Mass Effect Andromeda. And I had seen Mass Effect, like especially the third one. I remember the third one coming out in the stores, and I saw it and I'd be like, that doesn't even look interesting. Well, I played Andromeda, and I thought Andromeda was really good when it first came out. Because when I first played it, it didn't have any of the updates. It didn't have as many glitches for me personally when I did my walkthrough. And for me, it was just another RPG game. And so I played it throughout my senior year, and I finally put it down. But when I went to college, I discovered there was other Mass Effect games, and that were backwards compatible with the Xbox One. So I think I bought all three of them for like under $20 at a GameStop, and it's one of the greatest investments of my life. Now, I played it before the DLCs, and when I first played it, I just ran through it, honestly. Like, I listened to the story, but it didn't touch me in the way that it did when I went back and played it again. And back then, I was a completionist, so I left so much stuff undone. And when this Legendary Edition came out last year, I bought it the day it came out, because it's such a good game. It finally got remastered. I knew it was going to happen, and because I was like, man, I wish they'd go ahead and remaster so I ain't got to buy all these DLCs for the old games, the original ones, and then not have to just buy it. And then it's like, man, I paid all that money for DLCs, and then this remaster's coming out. Well, I didn't know. Nobody knew when a remaster was going to come out. So I bought all the DLCs. It took me probably from my freshman. It took me about a year and a half from my freshman year to right before my junior. Actually, right before my junior year. So actually 2 years, really. And then after I graduated, the year that I graduated college in 2021, this came out during the summer, and I was like, God. Now I'll fork over to $70, $60, $70. I can't remember how much it was, but I dropped it. I said, look, I'm playing it again, man. I love this game. I'm getting all the achievements, and I actually, just to show you, I got all the achievements. That's how much a completionist I was that I am, and it was just like clockwork for this game. Man, I'm telling you, I really do love this game, and I'm hoping that through this walkthrough, if you haven't played it before, that this walkthrough will persuade you or to buy it yourself and try it out. I most certainly encourage that. person that really helped me get into this by watching the older videos, Dan Q8000 on YouTube. Great YouTuber, great YouTuber. He got me really into Mass Effect with his videos. He got me into KOTOR, which is Knights of the Old Republic, and these oldies out here. And honestly, I might do one of those playthroughs when I get the chance to do that. But that's another great game, and they're trying to remaster it. I hate that they're trying to do it on PlayStation first instead of both the Xbox and PlayStation. But I know that's having a lot of difficulties right now. Anyway, sit back and enjoy. Because I most certainly will. I hope you do too. If you don't look, this is the first thing you look into. You just gotta listen to the music, but the intro music. We first looked into the main menu for the first one. It is so peaceful, so classic, and it's just that's amazing, man. I'm just gonna let this play for like 2 minutes. Yeah, let's do this. Funny thing about the first Mass Effect, they originally had
Welcome
two
to
DLCs
Alliance
for
Military
it.
Database. Classified information requested. Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
So anyway, like I was saying, originally this game had two DLCs, Pinnacle Station and what was the other? It was what was the other one? I can't think of the name of the DLC, but it was I think it's Bring Down the Sky. And what's weird is that's the one DLC Pinnacle Station I forgot to play because for some reason on my original Mass Effect, the
Please log in to access your profile.
it just would never load in for me, even though really like add much to the story, but still it's a DLC that you didn't get to play. And the sad thing about it is,
Warning,
in the
data
remaster,
corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service history.
in the remaster, the original file for Pinnacle Station was corrupted, and they couldn't rework it to put it into the remaster. So that's the only DLC that's missing from it. But like I said, it isn't much. Really, because like I said, you're not gonna miss much. So we get to choose. This is the 3 options we get to choose for our pre-service history. Spacer, which is both your parents were in the Alliance military, your childhood was spent on ships and stations as a transfer position or posting, never staying in one location for more than a few years. Following your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. Then there's the college, you were born and raised on men. Really never mostly read this stuff out loud, and I actually never even looked at college or Earthborn. I just chose Spacer all the time. When you were 16, slavers raided Mendor, slaughtering your family and friends. You were saved in Earthborn. You were an orphan raised on the streets of the Kirby child for this. You escaped the line with petty crime and underworld games by enlisting with the Alliance military in 2018. Like I said, I usually went with Spacer because I kind of felt a connection because most of my family was military. While myself, I never did have joined the military or plan to, but it's just a connection. It makes me feel more connected with
Confirm psychological profile.
And then it goes on to your psychological profile. So, sole survivor during your service and mission you were on went horribly wrong. Trying an extreme survival situation, you had to overcome physical torments and psychological stress that were broken. Most people you survived while all those around you failed, and now you were alone to left tell the tale. War hero. Early in your military career, you found yourself facing a war enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Your bravery and heroism have earned you medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. Throughout your military career, this is ruthless. You have held fast to one basic rule: get the job done. You have been called cold, calculating, and brutal. Your reputation for ruthless efficiency makes your fellow soldiers wary of you. But when failure is not an option, the military always goes to you first. I never really chose ruthless or so survival because it's just so grim. And it's just from my perspective of a soldier as Commander Shepard, these don't really work. Now, if you were going to go with like a there's 2 different types of choices you can do. Paragon, which is not being a dick, and then there's Renegade, which is again you're being a dick. So if you're going to do a Renegade walkthrough, I usually don't do that because honestly I feel bad when I make decisions like that. Even though some of them are really, really funny. Like I remember Mass Effect 2, if you did it one time, you could just literally end up whopping somebody in the face, like punching them. And then the other ones are just like, you just sit there and pull your gun out and just shoot them, like, or shoot a canister and it blows them up. It's just like, Jesus. So, if you were interested in that, Ruthless is most definitely the place to go. Soul Survivor's kind of like in between, I guess. You'd be like, you finally cracked when you're together, your mind is staying together, and you're just a good person. Like I said, I usually went with War Hero, and I think I'm going to do that again.
Confirm military specialization.
And the final thing you get to do before changing your face, you have what your military specialization was. Soldiers or people just shoot there, you can improve your health, blah, blah, blah. They can use all the weapon types. You don't better do that going forward until you get to Mass Effect 3. You got engineer, they specialize in tech, so that's kind of like the futuristic, like hacking thing. You see for most of the people, slightly. You got the Adept, he's a biotic specialist, and biotics are kind of like this futuristic thing that has been caused by a rare element in space for Mass Effect universe called Element Zero, or EZO, as they abbreviate it. And people who come in contact with it when they're in their mother's womb or when they're young develop these biotic powers. And They're really powerful, like really, really powerful. Then you got the infiltrator. They're kind of like the snipers. They're like the from beyond, like far range. They're like the sneaky guys. Guys, they're not really too really good. And then you got the vanguards. These are the pure. They are really deadly. Like I said, it's at short range, and they specialize in pistols and shotguns, and wear medium armor. I usually win with specialize in all uses of weapons. Start with the ability to wear medium armor, and can train to. It's not really a big thing, honestly, armor-wise, because there's not. I mean, there's only one good armor, and you have to have a lot of credits to get that. So, I think. Is go with Vanguard. Don't mind that they showed certain weapons with these classes will be able to use other weapons. It's just these certain weapons will do more damage as you progress throughout the game. And this is a great thing. You get an extra talent. So you got Singularity. It's pretty good in this game. Stasis is kind of like you just freeze people. It's not really immaculate. Honestly, since we don't you don't really use something far range, we want to go probably
Confirm
with AR.
facial identification.
And then I'm gonna change my appearance. This is the canon.
Facial identification.
Shepard. This is the canon. His name is John Shepard's face, but I changed his first name to my own name. But I'm going to change some things. Wish you could rotate more. Wish you wouldn't turn your head, Shepard. Yeah, Chip. Never really did find a good nose to use. If you look at them, they're like really pointy. I usually went with this one. Try that one. And I can't really see well the hair because it's so. This is the usual hairstyle I went with when I did my walkthroughs because, I mean, you're a soldier. You don't want to have too long hair. You got to be professional. Even in the future, you got to be professional. That reminds me of Conrad Werner. You'll learn who Conrad Werner is. I can't say his name, but yeah. You'll learn who he is. I think we'll just go with the never personally went with the Scar. Yeah, Anakin Skywalker.
Profile reconstruction complete.
I think we're ready.
Identification confirmed.
Yeah, look, this is on Insanity. Cause I had to do a walkthrough. Not walkthrough, I had to do a playthrough to get this as an achievement. Honestly, I'm gonna put it on normal, because I mean, usually I do put it on casual because it's just for the story, you know. I'm gonna put it on normal, so we can be given some challenge. But the main reason we're here is not for. The combat's great in this game. Do not get me wrong. The combat is great in this series, and the first game's combat has been completely revamped. Go check out the gameplay when the game first came out. It was, I mean, it wasn't sluggish, but it was different time period. The first game came out like 2008, I believe. So it's very rugged for its time. If you go back and play the original one without playing the remaster. But the main focus of Mass Effect is more than just shooting and killing whatever shooting back at you. It's the storyline. It's the choices that you make, the stuff that you look around and find. That's the most important part of this game, and that's what I want to show. But here we go.
Well, what about Shepard? He's a spacer, lived aboard starships most of his life.
Military service runs in the family. Both his parents were in the Navy.
He proved himself during the Blitz. Held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
He's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question his courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discovered the remains of ancient civilizations. And the reason I read that so fast is because if you don't read this fast with your eyes, you read out loud, it disappears. See?
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot. Acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit. Board is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
So see, this is the first thing you get. You get to chime in on certain events. And the top is your Paragon usually. The middle is in between Paragon and Renegade. And then the bottom is always Renegade. So I'm gonna personally do a Paragon, like I said earlier. I don't like being a dick.
They don't send specters on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting on.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance Brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
He sounds angry. Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
This is where you get your assignments, your little journal. What I liked about this was the codex. So anything you were interested in learning something, you could come here. The secondary, it didn't. You just read your own time. But what I loved about the primary is
roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council. The Systems Alliance is.
And this was your upgraded thing back then. It's more refined now because with the updated version of this, you only go to level 30. Back in the original one, your top level was 60. So the only way you could get to level 60 was if you played through the game the first time, got level 30, and then did basically a new story plus. And went back and got the rest of the upgrades. And the thing that always made me sad was I thought I could keep doing that until I got enough points to have everything. Well, you couldn't do that. So I wasted a lot of time really trying to do that, but in the end, it just got me more familiar with the universe and everything that comes around with the choices and more stuff to find. Because it's like watching a movie more than one time. Every time you watch it, every time you play something new, you discover something every time. New experiences. So honestly, what I'm going to do for one of my upgrades is Charm. Charm is going to help us have certain options to talk to people for our Paragon. Intimidate would be the way for Renegade. As you see. I think we're going to put one into assault rifle. And then, actually, I think I'll put 2 into Charm. And then when we level up again, we'll go do the next upgrades. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And just so you know, a little interesting hint if you wanted to know. The guy that plays Joker is actually Seth Green. If you don't know who Seth Green is, think of Chris Griffin from Family Guy.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room, Commander.
I really thought he had something to say.
You probably don't want to keep the captain waiting.
Caden right here will be one of our future squad mates. He is, I don't know the actor's name, but he is also in the game I mentioned earlier, KOTOR. He's one of your companions in that game as well. Cartho Nasty, he is a great, he plays 2 great characters in these games.
I'm telling you, I just saw him. He marched by like he was on a mission. He's a Spectre. They're always on a mission.
And we're getting dragged, right along with him.
Relax, Presley. You're gonna give yourself an ulcer.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
And here's the thing, you get to have these little extra conversations with everybody. Not only learn more about them, but learn more about the ship around you, the lives around you, and just to basically learn as much as you can. It gives more depth to the characters.
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander, just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper, less chance of security leaks, too. Plus, there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
So, just to put a little perspective into this, humanity, some parts of humanity can't get along with the Turians, and you'll meet one of the Turians when we get finished talking. They had a war. It was called the First Contact War because it was the first instance that humans realized in this universe, Mass Effect universe, that they were not the only sentient spacefaring society in the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. And they're kind of like new to all this space travel thing, and they accidentally used what they call in this mass relays, which has helped them do intergalactic travel. It's like a trans-warp thing. And the Turians, because they are the military of the Citadel, which is this intergalactic government, and you'll get to see it too later on. They're just sitting out there trying to make sure nothing bad happens, because this relay has been shut down for a reason. Well, they go to war with the humans. You know how when you first meet somebody, you go to war and they're killing your brethren and your families and everybody you know. It creates tensions, and there's space racism, you can put it. And while the war itself has been over for at least good 70 years, there's still some tensions. Just like there is in our own world, in real life to this day.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, sir. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson is one of the most decorated Special Forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating this shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
You don't trust Nihilus?
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. But it still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board. Especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command. And they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
You see, excuse me for saying 70 years instead of the 30 years, but It stems from that.
Humanity's first contact with an alien race occurred in 2157.
I grew up on Eden Prime,
Birth
Doc.
time.
It's not the kind of place Spectres visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want, kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool, even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Just treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself in the Blitz. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, sir. I'm not going to screw this up.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're a war hero, right? Held off an entire enemy fleet during the Blitz single-handed? That's the kind of talent the Spectres are looking for.
This is all just wild speculation. The Spectres aren't interested in recruiting humans, no matter how capable.
You're from Eden Prime, aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
They say some of these conversations you do get a little Paragon choices in here.
Spectre.
Or Renegade, depending on what you choose. Our first Turian. Another little interesting fun tip. His name's Nihilus. One of the main
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
What about?
I'm interested in this world we're going to, Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
Why the secrecy?
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir.
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
Protheans, the original, as they called it, super species before the humans, Turians, Asari, and what's the other race? Solarians. You get to learn more about them as long as go along.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
That's what they say. They don't know how much world of pain and just mind-boggling chaos is about to come into this universe.
Why didn't we keep the beacon for ourselves?
You humans don't have the best reputation. Some species see you as selfish, too unpredictable, too independent, even dangerous.
Sharing that beacon will improve relations with the Council. Plus, we need their scientific expertise. They know more about the Protheans than we do.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
No foreshadowing that Jenkins gave
Guess
us.
that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
You held off an enemy assault during the Blitz single-handed. You showed not only courage, but also incredible skill. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
See, and also the Warrior psychological profile just makes this sound a whole lot better for your case to become a Spectre.
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees, galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
It's just, once you get to know the full story of this, it just shows you how, I don't want to just blurt out and tell you, but obscure the views of the past can be. Let's put it that way.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Good old Keith David, who plays Captain Anderson, known for Goliath and gargoyles, if you're old enough to know what gargoyles are. I know he's the Witch Doctor in The Princess and the Frog. He's a very good actor.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Look, people, there's nothing on bars. Don't let your mind get thinking. I know it got my mind thinking. I'm like, oh no, there's gonna be people that take this quite literally and just like, no, there's nothing on Mars. It's just rock and dust. But it is an interesting idea because we've always thought about stuff on Mars.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
Basically, a rogue part of the galaxy that is not.
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Low-key?
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
The future.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5. Status report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly, without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
We are approaching drop point 2.
I don't like this.
Roughly.
Sitting there, just hiding. Okay. Jenkins. You'll see why I couldn't take this whole overlay you see at the bottom is
Gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless.
shit. So these are the abilities that you have, and you can see you can't with the teammates. You can't map them, which to like a certain book, like you can in later games, but you can't do it at least for yourself. I thought we'd just do it. There goes Jenkins.
Ripped right through his shields. We're out of chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, sir.
Got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bombs. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you on the inside.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, sir?
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, sir. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth over...
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, sir. It's time for payback.
Before you do that, Williams, we got
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Move out.
Excuse me.
The beacon's at the far end of this trench. This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead.
What I was finished earlier, what I said earlier, Nihilus is a homage to a Sith character in Knights of the Old Republic 2. The sequel to the original.
I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up. Oh God, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
guess I forgot. Oh well. Can't use that.
That door, it's closed. Security lock's engaged.
Hacking.
Humans. Thank the Maker.
Hurry! Close the door before they come back.
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry, Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
This is where you punch him. I'm not...
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
Just doped him up. It's not like this is what just people do. No, just do it. Yes, it does more damage, but you gotta look at the other things too, because you can't just look at just the damage.
Saren.
Shots.
Nihilus. This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Betrayal. Those laws are gonna shape the rest of this game.
Off the distance.
It's a ship. Look at the size of it.
When a gun does that, it is heating. So why not keep doing this? Can't wear the medium. I think. Yep. That was a blue one. Huh. Actually looks good wearing blue.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out. We're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned. Only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, felt like it was tearing right through my skull. Almost made it impossible to think.
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
Right when you go, that's when when the true stuff comes out. The truth.
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But you'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
We're risking our lives to save this colony.
Where the Paragon Charm
you
comes
sure
in.
there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
He might have something to do with this whole attack, Cole. We need his name. It's important.
Yeah, okay, you're right. His name's Powell. Works the docks at the spaceport, if he's still alive.
I have to go.
Good luck.
Get a pistol out of it. I can't get that. It's a really good pistol.
Commander, it's Nihilus.
Something's moving, over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
And the infamous Powell, who we just heard about.
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
If you hadn't snuck off for that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
Tell me about the Geth attack.
It was quick. 1 minute that ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform, thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
Your Cole's contact here on the docks for the smuggling ring.
What? No! I mean, what does it matter now? So I'm a smuggler, who cares? My supervisor's dead, the entire crew's dead. Doesn't matter now, does it?
Anything hidden nearby that we could use against the Geth?
A shipment of grenades came through last week. Nobody notices if a few small pieces go missing from the military orders.
You greedy son of a bitch. We're out here trying to protect your sorry ass, and all you can think about is how you can rip us off?
I never thought you'd actually need those grenades. Who'd want to attack Eden Prime with just a bunch of farmers? How was I supposed to know?
Sometimes I love it, sometimes he just... this is too much.
Forget about him. He's not worth it.
You're lucky the commander's here, pal. Hand over those grenades.
They're yours. Take them. My smuggling days are over, I swear.
A lot of Marines died here, Powell. Those grenades could have come in handy. If I were you, I'd think of some way to make it up to them.
Yeah, okay. There is something else I was saving. Could be worth a fortune. Experimental technology, top of the line. Take it. I don't need it. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Really, I'm sorry.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Accept the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Normandy, The beacon is secure.
This is
Request
amazing.
immediate
Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up. Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
No, don't touch it! It's too dangerous!
So what Shepard just saw and it inadvertently caused the Prothean beacon to go to blue. Plus a message sent by the Protheans to
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy, a human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
This human must be eliminated.
Dr. Chakwas, I think he's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. The lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death? Destruction? Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best. A living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy. A lot of aliens think that way. Most of them don't do anything about it. But Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how, I don't know why. I only know it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
I saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the Council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell him? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology? Blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction? Whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue, and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the Ambassador, and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Hey, Commander. I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. That means a lot from you. I've never met anyone who was awarded the Star of Terra.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander. Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I...
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
Need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy down.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony!
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, You and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Now we can start.
I understand what you're saying, but these allegations are very serious.
I think the deal is, I'm gonna interview tomorrow for a detention center job, and I'm hoping that it goes well. I'm gonna get as much sleep as I can tonight, but as soon as I get back from that interview, I'll hop on the stream. I'll probably stream for about the same as amount of time as I do tonight, about an hour, 6 minutes. I'll go to the Citadel and try to get my first mission post Citadel. But we'll be on the Citadel for a while probably, because there's a lot to do before we talk to council, in between the council and then following the second session with the council. So, but we'll get to all that in the future. I hope y'all enjoyed this first episode walkthrough playthrough, and I hope that you come back and join us for the second part. Alrighty, y'all. Stay safe.